Hello, this is Hope Roski with Weddings and Celebrations. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit more about how to plan your wedding. Today I have with me Vanessa Andrade-Cantu. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
It's so great that you're here. So Vanessa, you have had experience putting together some beautiful weddings, one of which was your mother's wedding that you did a year ago, correct?
Yes, yep.
And where did that take place? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that took place in Pacific Grove, and it was beachside. It was beautiful, really her dream wedding. So it was so amazing to be a part of that, and not just be a part as a daughter attending her mom's wedding, but to be a part of it as her planner and as her coordinator that day.
And that's a big undertaking, planning and coordinating. Tell me about some of the things that you do to help people plan and coordinate for their special day.
Yeah, it really depends on where they are at in the planning process when they meet me. So if they are newly engaged, I'm available to be there from start to finish, helping them select a venue, select the design of their wedding, to really create the look and feel of their event. So all those really fine details. So it can be as extensive as that, or it can be a month of coordination situation where a couple is planning everything themselves or with some additional outside help. And then I just kind of come in the last few months, help them tie up all the loose ends, take over with vendor communication and management so that they can just be free to enjoy everything that they've worked so hard to put together, and then do the day of coordination.
So when somebody gets engaged, and let's say this is the couple that's starting from scratch, how far out do they need to get in touch with you? Like, what is the leeway?
I would say at least a year out is really, really safe. I'd say most wedding planners, coordinators in our area are booking 12 to 18 months in advance. And so that's pretty typical, and I've already opened my books as far as 2025 now, which feels crazy.
Doesn't that just, we're saying 2023, and 2025 really is just around the corner.
It's right there, yeah.
Yes.
And in the wedding world, 2025 is like a month from now. So
because there's so much, and when you talk about attention to detail, what are some of those attention to details that you actually do as a wedding planner coordinator?
So I really can assist in helping select vendors and being able to select really high quality vendors and establishing good rapport, good communication so that the couple can sit back and make some of those design decisions without having to interface with the vendor directly. And then if someone wants to have me on for the design component, being able to help them select a color palette and patterns and theming, and being able to be an outside opinion that can say, yes, that's going to go together really, really well. Let's do that. Or being able to say, let's consider this option, or have you even thought of this? So being able to be a resource and an open book that's able to take together everything that I've seen from other weddings, other resources that I'm tapping into, and offer ideas that maybe a couple hasn't thought of.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of the trends that you're seeing in the wedding world, if you will?
I'm seeing a love for more non-traditional elements, which I'm really passionate about. So smaller weddings, smaller guest counts, which emphasizes just that more intimate feel, as opposed to a large, huge party, which is amazing and has its own right and its own feel. I'm also seeing lots of color coming back.
Oh, like more of those vivid, bright colors?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah, I'd say younger generations are all about color, all about boldness, vibrancy. So wanting to stand out in that way with having some bold elements as a part of the wedding.
I was talking to some people who were doing the wedding dresses, and they were saying, this black-white thing, just even brides wearing black, it's very, you're right, it's that whole bold statement, and people are making it their own, and they're not always sticking traditional, in their direction and the way they head.
Yeah.
So what do you find to be the most challenging part of your job?
I would say the most challenging is actually working with guests.
You mean like Aunt Bertha can't sit next to, Great Uncle Joe or something, right?
Yeah, seating chart issues.
Yes.
But the day of, because you can't predict people's behavior all the time. You can plan for as many scenarios as possible. You can plan for rain. You can plan for, needing to revamp the layout. But it's really hard to predict what people are going to do.
The family drama.
Yeah.
Family drama.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and that's something that is very real, and definitely, you don't want to have any tension. It's supposed to be a day of celebration, right. And it's supposed, the focus is on the two that are becoming one. Right. And, having that tension, people really need to take that step back. And if you're the person who has to deal with it, that's a lot on you. What are some of the great things that you've seen as an outcome of some of your wedding and event planning?
I've seen so many just happy couples who are excited that all the elements that they chose very intentionally came together so well. I am seeing a lot of families having fun, and that's such
good.
That means a lot to me, because you're right in talking about guest behavior. You're dealing with very high emotions, and they're all over the board. Positive, sure. Sometimes not so positive. And so when you're seeing a great experience, and I'm hearing from guests who are complimenting how the day turned out and how I coordinated the event or the choices for vendors, it just means so much that they're enjoying it. Yeah.
And that's great that a couple can come to you and say, I don't know who's going to bake my cake. I don't know who's going to do my invitations. And you can get them set up right there from start to finish, which is wonderful. How do people get in touch with you, Vanessa?
Yeah, so they can get in touch with me through my website.
Okay.
And they can also find me on Instagram, which is probably going to be the best resource right now, where they can view past weddings that I've done. I offer a lot of tips and advice for wedding planning.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good to have. So what is your IG account?
It is at Happyness Event Service. That's where they can find me and find the link to my website, which has my contact form. And that way they can reach me directly and just answer a few questions off the bat for me, so that I know if I'm even available to take them on. And then from there, I reach out within 1 to 2 business days and establish that relationship.
And Happyness is Happyness, correct?
Yes, it's very intentional.
Yes, I figured. I'm a school teacher, so I just wanted to, bring that up to the forefront there.
Yeah, everyone calls me Ness, and I'm always getting the compliment that I'm just so happy. So,
well, I think that's great. It's perfect. It's perfect. So, Vanessa, I just want to say thank you. Is there anything that you want to say in conclusion about your business and just wrapping things up today?
I want to say thank you to my mom for allowing me to have done her wedding from start to finish, because that really was the spark that lit the flame, and believing that I can do this as a full-time business. And I'm just so grateful to her. I'd say all of my design abilities and inspiration comes from the women in my life who've been so important. And yeah, I'm just excited to work with all the future couples coming my way.
That's wonderful. Well, Vanessa Andrade-Cantu, thank you so much. If you are interested in taking that big step and you need an amazing wedding planner, please reach out to Vanessa at happynesseventservice.com. Again, that's Happyness Event Service, and that's happy with the Y and NESS, eventsservice.com. This is Hope Roski with Weddings and Celebrations. Thank you for joining us.